I'm Heather from Stamps by Judith and Heather, and today we're going to have some fun with this stamp, the R63 garden gate card, and we're going to use the F13 planter box fence stamp, and we're going to make a little through the garden gate looking card. Okay, today we're going to do the through the gate card, as I'm calling them, and precisely what that means is you have your gate, you open up your little door, and there's your background. In this case we got beans cans laying around and fish bones laying around, and inside is our little raccoon culprit. We have this one. We open it up and there's a gnome and mushrooms is the entrance to our garden. This one's just extra planter boxes from the sides of the gate. This is an extra stamp and I had a few extra ones left, so I just made a fun planter card, cutting them down so I had different levels of planter box. And this is the through the gate card we're going to work on today. We have our little bunny, and he's gotten into the garden and munched up all the carrots. So I'm going to show you how to use the gate to make the card with the opening. And the stamp is this guy. It's the R63 gate. I'm going to stamp it twice to make the gate. Okay, I'm going to take my cardstock, ink it up with black watercolor ink. Get a good image. There we go. And the second time I really only need the door part of the gate, so I'm not going to worry too much about inking the top of it. So there's my door part. Now I'm going to color these. I'm going to use 942 tan, 992 khaki, 977 brown, and N95 gray. I'm going to take it, and you can see how carefully I'm worrying about the lines, because I'm going to cut these out. And we don't need it to look perfect. It's a rustic garden gate. Not everything has to be colored in. Okay, so there's my base coat on my door, or on my gate in general. Put one on my door over here. Okay, and I'm going to take, this was my light brown, I'm going to take my dark brown, and instead of just trying to color over it, I'm going to tap my light brown to my dark brown and get the blended tones. Keep in mind the type of paper you're working on will affect how this looks. Some cardstocks absorb the ink faster, some allow you to play with it a little bit more. But I'm not going slow, I'm putting the color down pretty quickly. Okay, come over here to the door. Now if you want to age this a little bit, the right lid's on the right markers here, you take the 992 khaki, it's kind of a yellowy brown, and it has a nice way of making everything look a little weathered. And then I'm going to come back in with my darker brown underneath where the shadows would be. Okay. And then the last step is the gray for the hinges. I'm going to cut out this entire door, or the entire gate, and then this one I'm going to cut just the door. Put that aside. Okay, once you have your gate cut out all the way on the outside, you need to take your scissors. It's easy to do this with scissors because they're nice straight lines. And cut away the inside. Alright. So there is my gate. And then on the other one, I cut just the door, like that, because when you open your card, you don't want to have white on the back of the door. It just doesn't look very nice. You want it to finish. So the simple way to do it is you just flip the door over and glue it on the back side. But before we do that, I'm going to take the bone folder. I got my nice hot pink ruler so I don't lose it on my desk. And put a crease so my door opens. And there, my door is open. And a scratch piece of paper and my gate part. Cover the whole thing. And you want to make sure you have the hinges on the extra door to the inside. You don't want them on the outside. That won't look right. And it's not going to fit perfectly, but that's okay because we can adjust it with a snip here and there or a little bit of color. So on the front, I have a little bit of white. I'm going to just trim that off. Same at the top. Careful not to cut your gate apart. And in the back there's a little bit, but I don't want to trim that off because it would make the front gate look a little strange. I'm just going to take my tan marker and color in any gapped areas. There is my gate for the through the gate part of the card. I'm going to get my cardstock because we have to do the background. I'm going to put this down, and what I'm going to do, just to make it a little helpful for myself, take and just put a little mark there and there. They're tan, they'll end up blending in, but then I know about where my gate width is. So for the Easter card, I have a little bunny I cut out. You could stamp him on there if you want, but I cut him out just to be fun. You could make him dimensional, but keep in mind if you do it two-dimensional, the gate won't close well. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to put this little carrot, but we want it to look like it's been munched on. I'm going to do that. Okay, my scratch paper. Some glue on my bunny. And my carrot. So there is the part you'd see once you open the gate. And for the sides, I'm going to use F13 planter box. This way it's a gate, This way it's a planter box. So I'm going to put it next to it. You can have it under or behind the gate, or you can have it be in front of the gate. It does change how it looks. I'm going to put mine on top just because it's easier. So the first thing I need to do before I put the planter down is glue my gate down. Now you're just going to put glue on the outside edges of the gate. Do not put glue on the door or you will glue it shut. Okay, gets a little squirrely. Clean surface underneath, so I'm just going to flip this over and give it a good rub on the back side. And when you open it, there's your bunny and your carrot, and yes, his little hinder is sticking out, but that's where the gate comes in, or the fence. Glue this down. That. You can do multiple gates if you want. You can cut one in half and have it sticking out the other side. You can make your fence and garden gate as long as you would like. We need a little bit of background environment. So I'm going to take this rocks, I have 31 rocks, and stamp it a couple times. Quick drying pad for watercolors. And to color this, I'm going to be just kind of haphazard with my colors. I got N95 gray, and I'm just putting little swipes of color. And the 553 blue. And the 942 tan. And then for the grasses, I got the 192 green. And if a little bit of green gets on the rocks, it's okay, then it's like moss. And then back to the 553 blue. And then what I did after that is I took the die that matches the rocks and cut them out, ran through my die cut machine, and there are my two rocks. Bring this back, glue your rocks down. Keep in mind, if I can pick this up, you do not want to glue your rocks over the gate, because when you open your gate you're going to bend the card. What you can do, you can take and snip an edge off if you don't need your rocks that far. On this side you can have your rocks come under the gate. We're just going to put some glue on these. And once they're glued down, you can add a little bit more color. And I'm actually putting it under the gate on that side a little bit. There's my rocks. I am going to take my pen and fill in some of the gaps here and there. In case you're wondering what the squeaking in the background is, it's our 4 parakeets. Someday we'll get them on a demo too, so you guys can all meet them. Okay, so we got that. Open the gate up. put some brown underneath the rocks so they're not floating in the air. I got this little extra portion of rocks where I cut things apart if I wanted to. I think I'm going to. You can add it in. I made those rocks just a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm gonna get some munched carrots. So for munched carrots, I'll just take and cut some bite marks out of my carrots. And the carrot I cut down on the inside, I actually still have the tip. I'm going to just glue these down. I get a little glue on my fingers when I do it this way, but sometimes it's faster. Take my 985, it's kind of a golden yellowy orange. I'm just going to put some carrot crumbles around. And we're going to take a fine line pen and just to finish off the edge of the carrots so they don't look completely open. Put a few lines in around the carrot crumbles. Just a few little defining pen marks. I got that, but we need to add just a little bit more. So I have some of the new apple blossom stamps I cut out. Okay. Glue those around the top of the gate, or here is Morning Glory. You could mix and match. Have just the Morning Glories. But then I'm going to take a piece of paper, scratch paper, and make a very handy little tool. Oh, birds didn't like that at all. And I'm going to take the C29 sprig. I'm just going to take and add a few sprigs. Even have a few sticking out of the top. When you put your flowers down, oops, you'd see your sprigs behind them. And then we need to add a little bit extra flowers. So here's a bold brush flower stick. I'm just going to take add a few flowers, and then you could add your dots, put some little trailing dots around the card, and here is your bunny through the gate card. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you had fun and got some fun ideas. Be sure to go to Stampsbyjudith.com to check out other videos and ideas and see lots of cards, and be sure to visit us at a show if you ever are where we are. So have a great day.